Look at this smooth, unyielding finish. This is a glass-reinforced plastic, or GRP, pipeline. To construct a structure this lightweight and corrosion-proof, we have to rely on strict chemical precision from start to finish. We create this composite using a rigorous hand layup method. Step 1 is combining raw, flexible glass fibers with a specialized liquid resin matrix that binds it all together. Before mixing anything, you need to protect yourself from toxic chemical exposure. Put on a pair of chemical-resistant gloves, a respirator mask, and safety goggles. This diagram outlines your environmental boundaries. For the resin to cure correctly, the room temperature must remain between 15 and 25 degrees Celsius, and the humidity must be kept strictly under 70%. If you ignore these basic environmental metrics, moisture will interfere with the binding process, guaranteeing chemical failure before you pour your first drop of resin. Now we prepare the base structure. Start by scrubbing the surface with a solvent like acetone. This strips away any invisible oils, grease, and dirt that would otherwise block the resin from adhering. Next, we use a mechanical grinder to physically rough up the targeted area. This creates an even, highly textured base, giving the resin a physical surface to grip onto. This cross-section shows the required bonding zone for structural repairs. You need to grind exactly 20 millimeters past the edge of the actual damaged area to ensure the new patch holds under pressure. Once ground, dry the area completely. Any residual moisture trapped inside the microscopic ridges of that rough surface will actively repel the incoming resin. Skipping this deep surface preparation cripples the pipe's load-bearing capacity. A weak bond simply invites delamination down the road. With the surface ready, select your resin. Polyester works perfectly for general utility. If you are dealing with harsh industrial fluids, use vinyl ester for its chemical defense. For maximum structural strength, you should choose epoxy. To activate the resin, add a 1 to 3% catalyst like MEKP or BPO. Mixing triggers the reaction. A pot life timer starts ticking, giving you exactly 20 to 40 minutes to work before it permanently solidifies. The ratio is unforgiving. Adding too much catalyst causes uncontrolled heating that damages the layers, while too little stalls the reaction, leaving you with a sticky, unusable mess. Mixing the resin matrix is a delicate thermodynamic balancing act. Precision here dictates whether the entire composite survives. We begin the layup by applying a thin initial base coat of our activated liquid resin directly onto the freshly ground dry substrate. Next, lay down the dry fiberglass mat. You will use chopped strand mat for general applications, or switch to woven roving when you need high-stress reinforcement. Now we perform the wet out. Brush additional resin into the dry fibers from the top down. You want to force the liquid through the mat until you see a distinct visual transformation. Here is how you identify weak points. On the left, opaque white patches indicate dry, unbonded glass that needs more resin. On the right, the fiberglass is perfectly saturated and translucent. To finalize the layer, we use a steel roller to physically extract any trapped air. Roll firmly over the wet-out mat to forcefully compress the resin and consolidate the separate layers. This specific mechanical rolling action eliminates microscopic air voids, directly increasing the final laminate strength by up to 15%. Combining total chemical saturation with intense mechanical pressure turns those fragile individual fibers into an impenetrable structural barrier. Track the ambient curing phase on this graph. Leave the piece undisturbed at 15 to 25 degrees Celsius for 4 to 8 hours. For high-performance resins, temperature then spikes to 40 to 60 degrees for 2 to 4 hours for maximum chemical resistance. We achieve this by applying controlled external heaters to the cured surface. This applied heat accelerates the final cross-linking of the polymer chains inside the resin. Rigorous temperature control during this dormant phase is just as critical to the final strength as the physical labor of the lamination itself. Once fully hardened, we move to quality control. Start with a close visual inspection. Scan the entire surface for any remaining trapped bubbles, signs of delamination, or exposed dry fibers. Next, perform a physical touch test. The surface must be completely tack-free. This verifies that the full polymerization timeline has successfully completed. Finally, verify the thickness on this diagram. We use calipers to ensure the laminate meets exact engineering specifications, like requiring 4 to 6 millimeters of thickness for high-pressure pipes. Strictly executing these quality control tests reduces long-term operational failure rates by up to 30%. Our process is complete. We now have a fully hardened, multi-layered composite integrated seamlessly right onto the industrial substrate. By mastering the substrate preparation, dialing in the resin chemistry, applying mechanical rolling, and controlling the thermal cure, you yield an industrial-grade defense mechanism capable of surviving decades of use. Keep your reference tools and cheat sheets nearby to ensure precise ratio matching on your next project.